What's good, people? Thank you as always for passing by the channel. All right, so it's been announced, a couple of days ago now, that JOYCE will take on BERMANE STIVERNE on the undercard of Chris EUBANK Jr. versus James DEGALE, which obviously will take place at the O2 Arena ITV box office. They are trying to fill that card right now, right? Lee Selby is obviously on the card. There has been conversations about a couple of Americans fighting on the card. This is PBC's first big show in the UK, so I think it makes sense to kind of showcase them. And now obviously putting JOYCE versus BERMANE STIVERNE. Shout out to BERMANE TV who got this scoop. They had BERMANE STIVERNE on their YouTube channel. BERMANE does so many good things, so shout out to them. If you haven't checked their YouTube channel out, please check it out and show them some support. What do you guys make of this fight straight off the bat? If I'm very honest with you, I didn't even know BERMANE STIVERNE was still fighting. After he got poleaxed, and it was poleaxed by Deontay Wilder, I thought he might call it quits, right? Because that knockout was vicious, like frightening. The way he landed, and I'm not even taking the piss here, I'm just being brutally honest. The way he landed with his knees folded, it's the kind of knockout that says to me, you're done, right? You're done, you shouldn't fight again. I don't know how old BERMANE STIVERNE is. I'm going to guess without checking, because I haven't checked, and say that BERMANE STIVERNE is 38, 39? 38, 39. He's had, can I call his career decent? I know he was a world champion, but no, I'm not even going to call it a decent career. It is crazy when you think BERMANE STIVERNE was a WBC heavyweight world champion. It's mind-boggling. And I'm going to be a cock here and say that I think him and Charles Martin, in recent memory, have to be two of the worst heavyweight champions we've ever had. And people might say, "Ade, you're being a cock." I am being a bit of a cock. I have to be honest with you. I am being a bit. It's just that in this era of looking at people's CVs, I look on his CV and I don't see anything. But yet he was a heavyweight world champ. There's nothing on the resume. The only thing on the resume is he went to points with Deontay Wilder and he beat a faded Chris Arreola. So although JOYCE has got a name and JOYCE has been reaching for a name, I don't know if this is a name, right? It's a name in the sense that we know who he is. He's the former world champion. But JOYCE has been reaching and calling out anyone outside of the top three, right? He hasn't called out Wilder, Fury and Joshua yet. But he's called out Ortiz, he's called out White. We saw him trying to get the Chisora fight. He was close to getting that. I think if David Haye upped the money a bit, he might have got that. He's called out everyone, right? And he gets this one. What it does do is it gives him a chance to fight a former world champion, which is something. And then I guess people will make the comparisons to the way he fights him and hopefully beats him and the way Deontay Wilder does. You will make those comparisons, right? I don't actually know what's left of BERMANE STIVERNE. I don't even know in my head where I have him ranked. So I don't know if JOYCE is fighting a guy inside the top 30, top 40, top 50. I have absolutely no idea. There is talks about JOYCE fighting Luis Ortiz. JOYCE's manager came out and said he is 96% certain that he will fight Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz has got a fight in March. So I'm guessing if they both win, they'll probably fight sometime June or July, which is the big step. I know he's on this fast track, but sometimes I think you can be moving too fast. I think that Luis Ortiz is still very, very good. Yes, he's probably about 50 now, but he can still box. I have him no worse than 6 in the world. So if, and this is all if he beats BERMANE STIVERNE and Luis Ortiz, then I guess the next thing's a world title shot, surely. I mean, you beat Luis Ortiz, surely you get a world title shot next, which would be incredible after 10 fights. But what do you guys make of the matchup? Again, didn't see this one coming. A bit strange. Will he get credit for beating BERMANE STIVERNE? Yes, but when BERMANE STIVERNE's coming off such a ridiculously bad knockout, I don't know how much credit. But nonetheless, it is a decent matchup. I still have my reservations about JOYCE. I do think he is a decent boxer, but I do think once he steps into that top 10 mix, he could be in trouble. I really do think he could be in trouble. Right now, he's beating the fringe guys and doing it well. But obviously, this fast track thing is going to, I think, put him in a position when he's fighting someone when he's not actually quite ready. He's a good boxer, but there is a difference, a massive difference between amateur boxing and professional boxing, especially in the heavyweight division. But look, again, good matchup, good show being put together so far by PBC. Obviously, headlined by EUBANK versus DEGALE. Lee Selby making his lightweight debut. And this one, JOYCE versus BERMANE STIVERNE. So give me your predictions. Who wins? How do they win? Let me know. Peace.